Welcome back to the STRIVECast. La 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 bamba.
Season 3, episode 33.
All right, season 3, episode 33. Welcome to the STRIVECast. Let's introduce ourselves. Noel?
No party, homie G, end to the end.
End to the end.
And
Wow. Okay. Welcome,
Thank you.
Mr. Jeff.
Thank you. I am Mr. Jeffy.
Well, Mr. Jeffy, welcome. Have you met End to the End? Okay. How about our sound and video engineer? Would you like to
I
say
am
hi?
Ryan, the sound and video engineer.
Awesome. And our fuller producer, Suze.
That's right. I am a full producer. I love saying that.
All right. I know you do. That's why I did it. And Whit.
hi, I'm Whitney.
All right. And I'm Pete. And we should start out by saying our friend and colleague Olivia is on assignment this week. So the guys are already talking about burying her in the Susie's Q's contest. So we'll see how much they can
That's right.
pull away even further and add to their commanding lead coming up later in the show. So guys, what do we want to talk about on the open?
I think she looks better without her butt.
Oh,
Oh, love connection on the pod.
the love is in the air.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll maybe keep all of our own personal comments about people's
she-
appearances to ourselves.
We're no longer wearing the glasses.
Yep, those glasses are out the window. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or any of our other visual streams, you can see this. And if not, thanks for listening on the audio podcast. All right, Susie, anything else that we should talk about before we get the show started?
Oh, yes. Yesterday, I was with Mom and Meg. We were at the mall where Rich lives, but my mom bought me new shirt and new dress for the shower for a couple weeks.
What shower?
Bridal shower.
Oh, good. Awesome. Well, that sounds fun.
And I have 2 bridal showers.
Wow. Very
One
popular.
in somewhere, Bangor,
Wow.
and one Yarmouth.
Good. Wow. Well, that'll be fun.
Yarmouth and Barneswick.
And
Bangor.
and
Bangor.
which bridal shower is the one your camp friend?
Bangor.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And I'm going to see K-Dog. I can't wait.
We've got 2 of our own podcast friends here are going to be having their own sort of showers within the next year or ish. We've got both, Whitney and Ryan are going to be tying the knot separately, 2 different knots.
And I think by then things will work out for that.
That's right. Sounds like, should be good for then. So,
Ooh, Ryan and Whitney.
oh, I didn't mean to start
Tying
that.
them
rumor.
up separately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 different weddings.
I'm kind of happy for it. A little
Yeah.
bit.
And
Because,
Ryan.
and Ryan,
And
because
their partners. Okay. So we ready to start this episode 33 before I get us in more
Yeah.
trouble? All right.
Mhm.
So then, Jeff, what do you say? Kick it to break.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back, and we're here with Michaela from Sisters Gourmet Deli. Welcome to the STRIVECast.
Thank you.
All right. And Noel is going to lead off with our first question.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it, Noel.
Oh, right here. Wel- Welcome to the STRIVECast. Michaela, I meant.
We'll fix that.
Can you tell us about Sister's Grocery Deli?
Gourmet.
How did
Okay, that's, I think you got the first one. I'll save that next
yeah,
one.
that's right.
Well, how did the business get started? Follow-up question.
Yeah.
Okay, so the business got started in 2016 after I had a really big restaurant in downtown Portland that I was no longer interested in operating anymore. It was becoming just a lifestyle that I wasn't interested in. And I wanted to move on to something different, and I wanted to own it by myself. And at the big restaurant, I had a partner. So I knew I wanted to do something by myself, and I wanted it to be much more colorful, much more fun. And I wanted it to be more of a lifestyle that was something that I wanted to do long term. And I had all these wonderful girls that had been working with me some of them had been with me for years, hopping at multiple restaurants. And when it came time to really think about it, one of them said to me, you were happiest when you had your sandwich shop, which was before the big restaurant. And I said, yeah, you know what? I feel like maybe it's a step backwards, though, to do a smaller one after you've had a bigger one. And one of them said, well, what if you don't take it as a step backwards? What if you make the best sandwich shop ever in Portland? And I was like, okay, I like that challenge. So I found this space in Monument Square, which you guys know is like the hot spot of stuff that's going on in downtown. So I love the location. And I went in, and it was the perfect space, and it was the perfect setup, and I just immediately wanted it. And I went to the bank and tried to figure out if they were even going to give somebody like me money, and they did. And then that was it. I went in, I started smashing walls and throwing paint everywhere, and hoped that it would come together, and it did. And then we had the opening day was May 1st, 2016. There was a line out the door, and it didn't stop until September.
Awesome.
Cool.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was crazy.
All right.
Just so you guys know, in case you're wondering, this is Theo, and he won't.
Aw,
So
that's you,
He's
Catherine.
Wow.
he doesn't leave.
Hello,
the side,
cutie.
Yeah. So he's right on my lap. He's
Aw.
making sure I answer it well.
Awesome. Jeff, you get the question too. Ready when you are.
How did you become with the
So how did you come up with the name?
how you come up with a name? Yeah, that's it.
Sisters Gourmet Deli.
Yeah. So partly like a runoff from that last answer, I knew that I wanted to start a sandwich shop because that is what made me the happiest. I love making sandwiches for people. I think just the lunch crowd and people just getting in, getting out, and quick and delicious, and the price point is good. So I knew that it was going to be a sandwich shop. And when we were closing the really big restaurant that we had, I had 35 staff members at that point. So I sat down with each of them one-on-one. And I said to them, hey, listen, we're going to be selling the building. So we don't know when, but in the next several months, we're going to be closing. And I set up interviews for everybody all over town, calling different friends of different restaurants that I saw that were hiring. Or I said, hey, I've got this amazing cook. Do you want him? I've got this amazing bartender. Do you want him? And basically found everybody replacement jobs. And I had a group of girls who were not really like employees. They kind of stopped being employees many years ago. They've got keys to my car, keys to my house. They show up to work at my restaurant wearing my sweater. Like, I didn't even know that they stole it from my closet this morning, but there we go. I guess they ran out of clothes. And I had this really unique relationship with them. And being the oldest and being their boss, I played the mom role a lot, the big sis role a lot, and they always called me their big sister. And when I was having the one-on-one conversations with everybody to let them know that we were going to be closing and, that I'd found everybody kind of replacement to go to, these girls were like, well, we don't want to go there. We want to go with you.
Oh,
And I'm like, well, I don't have anywhere to go yet. Cause I really didn't. I didn't know about the sandwich shop yet. It was kind of an idea, but it didn't exist. And I was like, well, I don't have anywhere to go. So you need to go somewhere. And months and months and months went by, and I thought about, well, maybe I'll work in insurance, or maybe I'll do something else, because in a restaurant world, especially owning the restaurant, you work all weekend long, you work super early, you work super late, you get called in at all weird hours. If something breaks, it can cost you thousands of dollars. And I wasn't sure that I really wanted to get into that again. And I thought maybe I'll just do a job that isn't going to make me stress out so much. But these girls stayed on me, and they kept telling me sandwiches, sandwiches, sandwiches. One day I was walking home from the big restaurant after closing for the day. After we had sold it, I was just doing paperwork and cleaning and getting it ready for the next owner. And I was walking by, and I saw the for lease sign in Monument Square. And I was like doing this in the windows. And then I heard my name, and I looked over, and it was the landlord who just happened to be there, who I knew. Oh. And I didn't know that was his building. I knew he owned something in Portland, but I didn't know that was his building. And he said, Michaela, what are you doing here? And I said, oh, I don't know. I'm kind of looking at maybe opening a sandwich shop. I don't know. And he said, oh, that would be perfect here. Oh my God, you should open a sandwich shop here. Yes, yes, yes. So I said, well, I don't even know if I would get the money. So I went down to the bank, down to Bangor Savings. And I was sitting there, and they said, well, what's the name? And I said, well, just put it as like sandwich shop for right now, because I can't think of it. And that night I was talking to one of the girls just like this on FaceTime, and she was away at college in Vermont. And we were FaceTiming, and her roommate walked in, and she goes, who are you talking to? And she said, oh, I'm talking to my sister. And her roommate said, oh, hey, Michaela, what's up? And it was just so casual. It was so like, she just said it without even thinking, because that really was the only way to describe our relationship. We weren't really bosses and employees anymore. We were just like family, like sisters. And so I went to the bank the next day, and I said, it's sisters. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Mo, back to you.
Okay. Number 2 now. How has COVID-19 impact your business? Did you need to make any change?
Yes. COVID-19 has been pretty brutal on most small businesses, and Sisters has been no exception. So we have 3 locations, and each location handled COVID very differently, just because of physically where each one is. It kind of required something different. So for our flagship location, which is the one I often end up talking about the most because I'm so emotionally attached to it, in Monument Square, we closed. We immediately closed because we're in the business district. So once all the businesses closed, there was nobody for us to feed. So there was no point in staying open. So we closed for a few months, and that was really scary for me, because at that point in time, I genuinely didn't know if we were going to reopen again, because every month that we were closed, we were still paying bills, and restaurant industry is so hard. Our margins are so small. We didn't have a ton of cushion to begin with. So when we closed Monument, we, just paying rent, and we were trying to take care of the girls here and there as we could. And that was depleting the money in the bank account. And we got down to the month where there wasn't going to be any money left next month. And that could be it for Monument Square. And I mean, you hear all these statistics about only 1 in 10 restaurants make it to the 2-year mark, and then only 1 in 10 of those will make it to the 5-year mark. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm a statistic. I made it to 4 years. I'm not, I can't believe we're not going to make it. And I'm over here thinking like, how many friends and family could I call? And if everybody could lend me $500 or $1,000, I could pay rent one more time. But really, what was that going to do? It was only going to have the same stress in 30 days. And like literally within that week, PPP came out and we got PPP funding, which is the Paycheck Protection Program. So at that point, we were able to get that loan for Monument and bring it back and use it to pay our girls and pay our rent. And that's absolutely what saved Monument. That was very stressful.
Wow.
In Bath, we were across the street from BIW. So those guys didn't get a single day off because they're building the ships, right? So like they don't get to take time off. They didn't get called out. So Bath luckily was not as affected. We still were very fortunate enough to be one of 4 restaurants chosen to get basically backstage passes to BIW to go into the yard during COVID to feed them. So
Wow.
Bath stayed extremely busy. So it was kind of like very emotionally like a roller coaster because you had the one that was doing really, really well and the one that was doing really, really bad. And people would go like, oh, how's it going? Like, I was in Bath yesterday. There was a line out the door. And I'm like, yeah, but my baby, my baby, she's not doing good. So that was really hard. And then I got stuck in Oregon because of the travel ban. So I was in Oregon, and Oregon was very similar to Monument. We had just gotten started. We just opened up a few months before COVID hit. So we really didn't have a name here. We weren't known for anything. I would say that Oregon did the biggest, like, dramatic pivots. We have a 2,000 square foot space here. We turned it into a retail space. So I brought in local makers for them to basically host little retail shops inside my restaurant because in Oregon, we're still not allowed to have people sitting down inside. So it's been totally different. So I had this giant space and all these tables and nothing to do with it. So I started calling people, sending messages to people on Instagram. Hey, do you want to come set up a mini jewelry shop in my restaurant? And we started doing take and bakes, and we were raising funds to feed doctors and nurses and homeless folks. And so we were kind of like all over the map. But it's been nothing but stress since March 13th of 2020. I remember having to have the conversations for each location separately saying, are we going to let people go? Do we tell the staff not to come to work on Monday? How do you say to somebody, hey, you don't have a job anymore, and not just because of us, but you also can't go get hired anywhere else right now because everybody's doing the same thing. So I'm scared about how I'm going to pay my rent. You're scared about how you're going to pay your rent. Like, that's an awful conversation to have. And we had dozens of employees that we had to have it with. So we're so grateful that we were able to bring everybody back and that we have 3 restaurants still standing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jeff,
Yes, Pete.
you're up.
Your second question?
Yep, I got it. What is your favorite thing on the menu?
2 Little Pigs. I love the 2 Little Pigs. I made this. I didn't think that anybody else was gonna like it when we were menu testing, and I was cooking at home and having my friends over, and it's pork that I put in a pot, like a crock pot, overnight with Dr. Pepper and brown sugar. It's so bad for you, and it's so delicious. And it cooks down and it tastes like candy. And then we put it with some crispy bacon and this like sweet, delicious honey mustard, pepper jack cheese, red onion. Oh my God. I love it so much. It was the first sandwich I ate when I got to Maine because we don't make it here in Oregon. Everybody has a slightly different menu. We have like the same 5 main characters on every menu, but everyone did something a little bit different. Like in Oregon, we have a lot of vegans. So we just didn't need as many meat sandwiches out here. And it's a really difficult sandwich to make. So we said, you know what, we'll take away some of the more tough things and we'll focus on the easier ones. So I was in Maine 3 weeks ago, and oh man, I got off the plane. I drove right to Monument. We needed 2 little pigs.
You're making us hungry. We haven't had lunch yet.
Sorry.
Yes.
NPT, you're up.
What is the best part about your job? See, yeah.
Best
the
part
best
about your job.
The people. I have met the coolest people doing what I do. I've met some of my very best friends because of this Deli's situation, because of all of them. I've met some of the coolest, most hardworking people that I think Maine has to offer. The coolest part of my job is when a customer or one of my team members talks about it in a way like it's theirs. Like I'm not even there. Like it's just they own it, they love it so much. Like I think that those delis have become so many people's babies over the years. And to hear the stories of people coming every week and they have to get their tuna every Wednesday or their week is messed up. And when COVID did hit, we had so many people reach out to us and say, you can't close. What can I do? What can I do? And do you know how awkward it is to say to somebody, I don't need a hug. I don't need thoughts and prayers. I need cash. I need money. That is literally the only thing that can help this situation. Like that's the most awkward thing to say to somebody. And I said it. I had to keep saying it. No, I don't need you to post about us on Instagram. I don't need you to, send us flowers. We need money. We need to pay these bills. And there's no sales to do that right now. And the amount of people that stepped up to do that, or the amount of people that went online and bought gift cards and then immediately threw the gift cards away, they were like, nope, just wanted to get you money. The amount of like Venmos that I got, the amount of sweatshirt orders and t-shirt orders and just people, I mean, both in Maine and Oregon, we just had a bunch of people show up that were like, we're not going to let you close. And like literally without that first push, because before the PPP came out, there were so many rocky days that we didn't know what was going to happen. And there was nothing coming from state or government or anything. And it was months before the PPP came in. And if that hadn't happened with all these people, we wouldn't be here.
Wow.
Well, we're glad you are.
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Jeff, you have the last question?
Yes, Whitney.
All right. Why don't you ask it?
Okay. What is the best way for people to order from your restaurant?
Right now, we're working on a couple of other online options, but for right now, give us a call or a text. We have what we call a deli celly. So most restaurants have like the landline, like the old school, where you can't like text or go online or anything, but each of our locations has their own cell phone. We call them the deli cellies. So they work just like your phone. You can call us, text us, whatever, and somebody will just be right there on it to reply to you.
Great idea.
Great.
All right, so that's all of our regular questions, and now it's time for the what, guys?
The lightning round.
I'm excited.
All right.
Get ready.
Okay, so
VCR.
Jeff, you kick off the lightning round. What do you got?
Okay. Okay, Pete, I'll kick off the lightning round.
Okay.
And my lightning round question is what's the funny part of your restaurant?
Ooh, the funny.
Funny part.
Oh, a funny part. Probably when we pick up the phone and we say, Sisters Gourmet Deli, this is Sister Michaela. How can I help you? And somebody on the other line says, this is Sister Becky. Can I get a mac and question? And it makes us laugh every single time somebody does that. Or when we get an email and somebody says, this is Brother Brian. Can I order a catering order? We love that.
Noel, you're next.
Okay. Do you like to ski or do you like to hike?
Ski or hike?
Ooh, definitely hike. I am not a winter sports person at all. No snow for me.
Susie,
Do you have cats or dogs?
oh, I think we know the answer to this one.
You guys, I've got, you want, okay, so this one, here's Fio, okay?
No.
And this one, she's a little bit bigger, but here's Lizzie.
Oh,
They can't be more than 2 feet away from me when I'm at home.
oh. The
So
cats
they were
definitely
very
win that
excited to
one.
be in this interview with me.
Oh,
Oh,
Right.
Little guests.
Fingers, I have a cat also. And
You do?
yes, I do. And her name is Rosie.
Oh, Rosie, I love that. What color is she?
She's black.
Oh,
And
she's a little tuxedo.
time-
I think you're gonna get pictures.
Uh-huh.
I love it. I'm crazy.
I have 2 cats myself. Too.
yeah.
You do, Ryan?
I have Ginger and Diana. 2
Ginger?
girls.
Is Ginger an orange tabby?
Yeah, I can have orange color.
Knew it. Oh, that's awesome.
And then I have Diana as well, which is like black and browns.
Oops.
Oh, so
Got it,
cute.
Suze?
They're all.
Yep. Here she is.
Aww.
Please welcome Rosie to the show. A little higher. There you go.
Oh my gosh. Look at her pose. She knows she's modeling for the camera right there.
Aww.
She is. And I love her so much.
All right. Jeff, back to you. Our lightning round is a little less lightning today.
Oh yeah. Hey, hippo or hippopotamus?
Hippo or hippopotamus?
Isn't that the same thing?
I'm gonna say hippo because I don't want you to make me spell hippopotamus.
Good answer.
All right. Noel.
Okay. Iced coffee or tea?
Ooh.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna answer very West Coast. Iced matcha.
Ah,
Oh.
It's like a fancy tea that I never had before I got out here. Now I love it so much, and it comes out this really like bright green color. So I feel very cool like walking around with it.
all right. Susie, you got another one?
Or ocean or lake.
Ocean or lake?
Probably ocean, because then that probably means I'm going to be laying out on the beach and relaxing.
I love
Lake
that
people
part.
might try to get me to do stuff.
All right. And then Ryan, do you want to ask our famous last question?
Tell us your best joke.
Oh, oh man, best joke.
I'm doing well. I'm doing really well.
You guys gotta give me a heads up on this one. I don't know if I have any good jokes.
I'm sure the guys can step in for you if you need.
Yeah, I didn't know this was coming. Yeah,
Me.
Brian, tell me yours.
I'm just trying to think here.
Or, Noel, you got a sandwich joke?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese who?
Ham and cheese forgot to put that together to make a sandwich up together.
Wow.
I like that. Love sandwich jokes.
All right. Well, Michaela, thank you very much for coming on and spending time with us. And
Absolutely.
Ryan will put contact info on the screen too for people that are watching this. And,
Cool.
we
And our
appreciate it.
website is just sistersgourmetdeli.com.
Awesome.
Great.
Cool. Thank you guys. Have a good day,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll be
Bye.
right back.
STRIVECast is sponsored to you by
Listeners like you.
Listeners like,
Deborah Jordan.
Thanks, Deborah.
thank you for listening to the STRIVEcast. And you could be the listener of the week too. Just share it or comment on Facebook or like it or on any of our social media feeds or wherever you listen to the STRIVEcast. And you could be chosen as the listener of the week. So thanks for listening.
Is that me as my
It could be.
me?
And Jeff, what do you say? Will be?
We'll be right back with Christmas bells.
We're back and it's time for
Susie's Cues.
Susie's Cues. All right, what are we going to talk about today?
Today, we are talking about socks.
Oh, socks. Good. I'll get this stock into the screen. All right. Would you like to do an intro song?
Of course,
Take it away.
I love my team. Class. I love Susie's Cues.
All right.
Been what? Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. So we're talking about socks. What kind of socks?
White socks.
Okay. And then about missing socks too, right?
Missing socks.
Okay. And this is going to be true or false, except we've got 5 questions. The first 4 are true or false. So would you like to kick it off, Suze?
Of course.
Question number 1.
Number 1. The Irish family uses no more than 30 socks a year. Is that true or false?
Okay. Getting right into it. The average family loses no more than 30 socks a year. Is that true or false? And we'll start with the ladies today. Susie?
I think it's true.
Okay. And Whitney?
I'll say true as well.
All right. So they're both in it true. Let's go to the gentleman. Noel?
Me too.
True?
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff?
Pete, I want to go with true locked in.
Okay. And Ryan?
True.
All right. Well, guys, we're off to a great start because unfortunately that is all false.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I could have said
The
Is it
average
more
family
than
actually get this. The average family actually loses an average of 60 socks a year.
60.
Wow.
Wow.
That does seem like a lot, but 60 socks a year. Holy
But
smokes.
for a whole family, not just one person.
That's right. the
60
average
still
family.
seems like a lot.
It does.
Okay.
So
Mm.
no points. So that actually should probably count as a point for Olivia because she doesn't lose any ground on anybody. So, but let's go on to question 2, Susie.
Number 2. The orange
Average. Yeah.
average for a person in a family spends about
100.
600 a year replacing lost socks.
Okay. So the average 4-person family, so a family of 4, spends about $600 a year replacing lost socks. Is that one true or false? And it's going to be over to the guys. Ryan, you want to start with that one?
I would have to say true for this one.
Okay. Noel?
me too.
All right. Jeff?
Uh,
$600 a year.
Okay. I think I would say true to this one.
Okay.
Locked in.
All right. Guys are all true, locked in. Susie?
False.
Okay. Susie goes false. And Whitney?
I'm gonna say true.
Okay. Well, it's Susie's Cues, and Susie's got this one. She's the only one that got it. It is false. The average family actually spends $300 a year
Oh,
replacing socks. So 1 point, Susie.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
bro.
We got 1 point combined through 2 questions, guys. Here we go.
Who knew sock questions could be so hard?
Question number 3.
Number 3.
Noel, pay attention to this one.
I am.
You have about 250,000 sweat giant
Glands.
glands in your feet.
Okay.
Ah,
250,000 sweat glands in your feet. Is that true or false? And we're back to the ladies. Let's start with Whit.
that's good.
Let's say true.
Okay. Susie.
True.
Yeah.
Away.
All right. Jeff, the ladies are in it true. What do you say?
Pete, I'm gonna say true all the way.
True all the way for 250,000 sweat glands in your feet. Ryan?
True.
Okay.
Me
And
too.
Noel. What was that, Noel?
True.
Okay, so everybody's in it true. And there we go. That's how you play. It is true.
Wow.
And you need socks to absorb all that sweat. It's about half a liter a day.
Wow.
Socks go a long way to keep your shoes looking and smelling presentable, as well as keeping your feet healthy and free from blisters and funguses.
I think
Not having your lunch during this episode.
I think Olivia will be sick about that one.
It could be, but points for everyone.
Yeah, Olivia, if you're gonna watch this.
Yeah, points for everybody. Okay, so question number 4.
8,082% of men, as in you two, when 4 of you,
Or
82% of men say
they wear mismatched socks at least once a week.
okay. Is that one true or false? That men, 82% of men, wear mismatched socks at least once a week. So true or false? And since this is about men, I think it's only fair to start with the men. Let's start with Jeff.
Okay.
True or false?
Pete, I say true. Yes, I do that as well.
Okay. Jeff says true, and he includes himself in the 82%. All right, Noel.
I say
I
true.
will go true sometimes.
True, and you also do it sometimes. Okay. Ryan?
I'm not one of the 82%, but I go with true as well.
Okay. True for the men.
What
Whitney?
about you, Pete?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen the answer, but I do occasionally, not once a week, but occasionally we'll wear them.
Ew.
Just a sock. Different one.
What?
I'm gonna say true.
Okay, and Susie.
True.
All right, so good guys, you know your mismatched socks because that is true. In some parts of the world, they have days set aside to wear mismatched socks. Ours is on May 29th. I think it's
Coming up.
also very popular to do it on, oops, yeah, May 9th. I'm sorry, my bad.
We missed
Right.
it.
But
May 9th.
I think it's also sometimes popular to wear it on World Down Syndrome Day, I believe. So there's a
Right.
point for everybody as well.
Okay.
Question
The
5, and this one is not true or false, so listen up to this one.
the
This is extra.
age-old question: where do lost socks go? 1 point for each possibilities.
Possibility. Okay, so that's a good one. The age-old question, where do the lost socks go? 1 point for each possibility. Okay, so keep in mind, average family loses 60 a year. So let's talk about where they go. And we're back to the ladies.
In the wash.
All right, Susie, you want to give us one? Where do they go?
In the wash.
In the wash, okay. Point for Susie. Whit?
I think they get stuck in like your dryer vent.
Okay, there's a point for Whitney. Ryan?
Laundry room.
Laundry room. Point for
Thank you.
Ryan. This is like Family Feud style now. It's on the. Is it on the board? Jeff, what do you got?
Sometimes socks can get lost in your like in your bedroom.
In your bedroom. Point for Jeff. And Noel, let's see if it can be a clean sweep.
I think it would be the same one what Whitney said. Sucked into the dryer or what?
Yep. Let's hit. How about an original one?
Yeah.
You got
Where
any-
else might you find a missing?
Where else could a sock go? One of
Oh,
those-
in a couch. Oh,
in the couch.
chair.
There you go.
Or
Or a feet.
Okay, one at a time. Let Susie go first, and then Jeff.
I know the socks went.
Where?
Upstate New York.
My cat.
Your cat
My
takes it.
cat loves sticking socks.
Wow. Okay. All right. And
Oh.
then Jeff.
You can find a missing sock in a chair or a couch.
Yep. Okay. And then how
Noel
about
also mentioned upstate New York.
upstate New York? Okay. So there's a point, 1 point for everybody, but I'll give 1 point right now for the most creative answer that you can come up with. So let's go around the horn one more time. And if you can come up with the most creative one, I'll give you an extra bonus point.
Okay.
Ooh.
Whitney, you go first.
I think the little sock trolls steal them.
The sock troll steals them. Okay.
Yep.
That's the bar we got to beat. Okay. Susie.
I think I don't know.
Okay, want to come back to you?
Yeah.
All right,
No.
Noel.
You help me?
Sometimes they get lost in clothing.
Yep. Okay. About the funny one.
Oh. Okay.
Sticking feet.
What's that, Sue?
Stuck in the feet.
Stuck in the sheets. Okay. All right,
Yeah.
Ryan.
How about they could get I say like maybe misplaced taken by a dog.
Ooh, good one. Taken by a dog. All right, and then Jeff.
You can find a sock on top of your fan.
On top of your fan. All right. All right. Well, I'm gonna give that point to Olivia. But I feel bad.
Oh,
Come on, Pete.
All right, no
come
points.
on.
No points. We'll take it away.
Is it like your ceiling fan, Jeff?
Yes.
All right,
Don't
so
want
do
to
you
throw
think
it
we
up
should-
there.
Think we should give it to Jeff for the ceiling fan or Whitney for the trolls?
I think
Those
the
two wet.
Noel, what do you think?
I say fan.
All right. How about Susie? You sing us the outro, and I'll do some math.
Alright, Susie Kids. Susie Kids. Everyone like Susie Kids. Yeah.
Okay. So, Susie, you actually came in first today with 4 points, and that moves the scores to Whitney 58.5. I don't think we did the scores at the beginning, but here they are updated regardless. Whitney 58.5 points. Jeff and Ryan are tied with 56 points. Then Noel with 55, Susie with 54, and Olivia with 48. So we're all good. Anything else you got?
God bless America.
God bless
Oh,
America.
can you put it in the chat box?
I sure will. Yep, and Ryan will do his magic and put it right here. All right, and Jeff, what do you say? Want to take us to break?
Yes, we'll be right back.
Hey, we're back, and it's time for
Ask Jeffy.
all right, time for Ask Jeffy. And we've got a question today. We heard from Mark in Portland, who writes, "Dear Jeff, if you were stuck in a room with a person that you hate the most in the world,
Yeah.
and you can only come out when you are friends, what would you do? Thanks. Love the show. Mark in Portland.
I say it's I say it's gonna be.
You don't need to say the person, just what you would
Yeah,
do.
you don't. Yes, good point. You don't have to give a person, but let's just say there's a make-believe person because we know you get along great with everyone. But you hate. This is the person you hate the most in the world, and you're stuck in a room with them. What do? You can't come out until you're friends.
How about be the best friend?
How do you do that?
You know, make peace with them.
Make peace with them. Okay, good. So you'd take the be nice approach.
Yeah.
Okay. Noel, Ryan, Susie.
I take
Okay.
my
Ollie.
my best friend in a room when I'm in my room with one person and make a good eye to eye person,
Good eye contact. Eye contact. And have a
eye
good
to
conversation.
eye contact, but approach is shake their hand, and I would do is with a pretend friend, take that person to be good friend, and I would introduce myself.
Okay. That sounds like a good approach. All right, Noel, you got anything?
Yeah. I would, if I was stuck in a room with a friend.
Nope,
Oh,
this is you're stuck in a room with your enemy. Person you hate the most in the whole world. They're not your friend, but they have to be your friend before you can come out.
Or would you be stuck in that room forever?
Duke it out.
Duke it out.
Duke it out and a hand-to-hand combat.
Duke it out with hand-to-hand combat. I don't know how that would make you get out as friends, but we'll go with that. All right. I guess this is why this is Jeff's segment.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and then
Noel,
I think I was
you didn't
gonna
like that
say,
at all?
I was
Go
gonna
for it,
add
Ryan.
that I would,
Yeah.
I guess I would make peace with this enemy and pretend to like this one and pretend to be friends just so I can get out of that room.
Fake it till you make it.
I had no other choice. That's how I have
That's
to
right.
do it.
All right.
That's
Well,
a
Mark,
good-
we appreciate your question, Mark. And if you want to send a question to Jeff and our crew, then you can do that too at STRIVECast at pslstrive.org is the email. Again, STRIVECast at pslstrive.org. And we'd be happy to answer your questions, funny, serious, or otherwise. All right. Thanks, Mark. Jeff?
We'll
Anything
be, nope, we'll be right back.
We're back, and it's time for
Poetry, 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 poetry.
Noel
If
Tree.
you have a time of fire. Yeah.
What was that? Like a little accidental intro song?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's go for it. What do you got for us today? You got a new poem?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Loud and clear.
Yeah. If you had a book to read, step inside and get a snack to eat. And play on the playground, jumping on the rainbow. You will be watching the Reading Rainbow show. When you play and eat a lot of vegetables, you play down and have a good time. Elmo's Wonderland.
All right. Snaps for Noel and round of applause. All right. Tell us what that was all about.
It, that was about a book of the a little bit like the little rainbow show.
Like reading Rainbow? Yeah. I actually used the new book emoji, if you could see that.
And having a wonderful reward with the Elmo.
Ooh. And what there was also a snack in there, I think.
Yeah, it was a rainbow snack.
What's that?
M&M's, Skittles, and rainbow cookies.
Ooh.
Oh.
Taste the flavor. All right. Taste the rainbow. Isn't that Skittles? That's there.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Noel, do you have anything else?
Not really.
All right. Then Jeff, why don't you take us to that break?
Okay, Pete. We'll be right back.
All right.
STRIVECast is sponsored to you by
Your ad is right here.
Your ad is right here. It is sponsor you by. It's brought to you and sponsored by all in one. Sponsor you by is our word of the week. And if you'd like to sponsor the STRIVEcast, we have a really great deal for your organization. Give us a call, 207-774-6278, or email us at strivecast@pslstrive.org. We would love to put together a package for you or your organization. So thanks. Jeff?
We'll be right back.
We're back and
What?
it's time to do what?
Wrap it
Wrap
up.
it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Oh yeah.
Wrap it up.
Oh, yeah.
Wrap it up.
this delicious wrap
Wrap it up.
chicken BLT.
Wrap
That's
it
right.
up. Wrap it up.
All right. Wow. That was a lot of energy there, and it's time for us to go now.
Or like
So,
to wrap up sister sandwiches.
that's right.
Is this the-
Anybody have anything else before we leave? Special
this
thanks to
the-
Michaela from Sisters Gourmet Deli, sistersgourmetdeli.com, to check them out at all their locations. We thank her for coming on. And guys, any parting words for any of you?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Susie or Jeff, anything?
No?
Nope.
With Sisters Gourmet Deli, you can check them out through here in Portland on Mine Square or their Bath Main location as well. Or if you happen to be listening or watching in Oregon, there's a location there in Portland, Oregon as well.
Awesome. Good job, Ryan. And thanks to Ryan for booking.
Is
our
this
guest this week.
saying bye to the audience or just us?
Yeah, I think it's time to say goodbye to the audience. So let's do that right now. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to
Bye.
us.